Presented his credentials to President Bush 4 years ago, but he certainly is no stranger to this country, having fled Afghanistan after the Soviet invasion back in 1980, settling first in Germany and then in California, where he earned an MBA and then put his law degree to work at several prominent law firms, and now ambassador to the United States from Afghanistan. It is an honor to have you with us today. We appreciate your being here.
Thank you very much. It's good being here.
How does one become an ambassador from a country?
I am a political appointee after 9/11 when the new government was established. I went back to enlist my service. I served as Chief of Staff of President Karzai for 2 years, and then he sent me to the United States as ambassador.
When you got that appointment, you came back to this country, which you knew very well. What kind of difference in terms of mindset do you bring back with you? What kind of difference in terms of purpose and of a sense of mission?
We have to convey the message of the gratitude of the Afghan people, our needs, our challenges, and our accomplishments in a way that the American audience relates to. My job is made easy by the fact that there is support for Afghanistan at every level, political, Congress, and people do care. So while I have a really challenging job of rebuilding a country, my important asset is the goodwill of the people that I can count on. I have to make sure that I portray the needs of Afghanistan in a way that ordinary Americans relate to. And it's not very difficult because we are fighting for freedom. We are fighting for security in Afghanistan and the world.
The job is not done. You are still fighting. There are still tremendous challenges there, aren't there?
We have come a long way, but we are not out of the woods. We have established the institutions that are necessary to provide for good governance, pluralism, a market economy. We have made it possible for the refugee to come back, for kids to go to school, for women to participate in the political process. Yet we are facing this big challenge of terrorism, and particularly they're making it hard for us through suicide bombing and roadside bombing in Afghanistan.
That was one of the things that we heard early on, that Afghanistan would be different than other places because that was not part of the culture, the suicide bombings. But now, here we are, and there they are.
Certainly. We fought the Russians for more than 2 decades, and there were 200,000 Russian soldiers in Afghanistan. We never had an incident of suicide bombing. The fact is that these methods are being copied from Iraq. Not only the method, but also a lot of the explosives that are coming to Afghanistan are being traced to outside Afghanistan. Unfortunately, as much as the fight for freedom is global, the threat of terrorism is also global. They are exchanging expertise. Initially, a significant number of the suicide bombers were foreigners, Arabs, Chechens, Uzbeks, and others. But now we see more Afghans that are being recruited either by ignorance or people are paying their money, offering them substantial amount of money to carry out these deadly missions.